Hello, welcome everyone to the Kentucky Small Business Development Center's weekly webinar. We're glad you're here. I'm Dave Etkin, the Louisville Center Director here. So as we allow our attendees a few moments to join our event, we'd like to share some information about the Kentucky Small Business Development Center. The Kentucky Small Business Development Center is a statewide, nationally accredited program that provides free entrepreneurial and business development services, providing a vital resource in the Commonwealth's economic development by assisting entrepreneurs at every stage of their life cycle. For almost 40 years, Kentucky SBDC has assisted emerging and growing businesses by providing the professional expertise, tools, and information necessary to make sound business decisions in a complex and ever-changing marketplace. We do this at no cost to our clients, thanks to the U.S. Small Business Administration, who co-sponsors our program, which is then administered by the University of Kentucky, who partners with regional universities, colleges, and local economic development agencies. We're also part of a national network called the Americas SBDC with over 1,000 centers across the nation. To learn more, visit KYBizHelp.com. There you'll find additional resources to help start, fund, and grow your business. To request personal assistance, email us at info@kybizhelp.com or call 1-888-475-7232. That's 1-888-475-7232. Operators are standing by. A recording of today's webinar will be emailed to you this afternoon. If you look to the right of your screen, you'll find the chat feature. If you have any questions for our presenter today, you can post them here and we'll answer them at the end of the presentation. Again, I'm Dave Etkin. I'm the Center Director here with the Louisville Center. We're one of 12 centers throughout the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And with me today from the Louisville Center is also Tony Sears, who is the Assistant Director here. You there, Tony?
Yes, I am, Dave. How are you today?
Doing great. So I'm super excited about today's presenter because we're going to talk about email marketing, and I think there's kind of a misnomer here because many people tell me that email marketing is dead. It's nothing but spam and nobody pays attention to it, but statistics show that for every dollar invested in email marketing, it generally returns up to $38 per return on investment. So with us today, I'd like to introduce Emily Ryan, who is co-founder of Westfield Creative, a Chicago-based digital marketing firm. She got started in the startup world in New York City and also was part of a family foundation that she worked at until she ultimately launched Westfield in 2015 with her sister Elizabeth. She's a top-rated MailChimp partner and online marketing strategist and works generally to integrate multiple marketing channels to provide unusual success to a wide range of clients across various industries. So Emily, I'm really interested to learn about email marketing today. That's something that I think gets overlooked a lot, and I want to learn more.
Thank you so much, and hello everyone. I'm just so glad to be here. I see everyone in the chat, Nicole, Jessica, John. Thank you guys so much. If everyone wants to just shoot out what they do, what is your business? I love small businesses, and I would love to hear what you all do. But I'm really happy to be here. I actually went to college in Cincinnati, so I spent a lot of time in Northern Kentucky, where I met my husband in Northern Kentucky as well when I was waiting tables. But anyway, so we're going to talk email today, email marketing, and why it is so important, especially right now during COVID, during this pandemic. There are so many reasons you need to be shifting your work online, your marketing online, and email is just so important. If I can convey one thing today, it will be hopefully that you will leave here and want to just send an email to your customers or to your clients, whoever that is. So I'm going to go ahead and start my slides. And I'm going to walk you through a little bit of a presentation, and then I'm actually going to pop into MailChimp, and I'm going to walk you through how you can create a campaign I'll probably do it in under 5 minutes. It is not hard. People overthink email, they overthink social media, websites, and it really can be simple once you learn how to use the tools. So we are going to go ahead and start this presentation here, and hopefully you can see it in 1 sec. All right, it's coming. And I hope everyone is just having a great Wednesday considering. Here we go. making the most of email marketing for your small business. I am Emily Ryan, as he just said. I'm not going to read all this, but I am actually based here in Chicago. I have lived in New York City. I lived in New York for 12 years. I was originally in theater and was a singer, and quickly got out of that because I wanted a paycheck every 2 weeks. And then I moved out west once I had a baby, and we wanted to move closer to my family. I lived in Lake Tahoe for a while. And we just recently moved to Chicago about a year ago, and I love it. And we're in the suburbs up north of Chicago. So my company is a very small agency, and we specialize in all things MailChimp, email marketing, and we also do websites for clients. I will talk a lot about MailChimp. MailChimp is a program. It's an all-in-one marketing platform that you can do many things with. You can build a website now. You can do Facebook ads. You can send postcards in the mail through it. I'm a partner with MailChimp, but I am not paid to talk about them. They don't ask me to talk about them. I just genuinely love what MailChimp can do for a small business and how it can grow your business very easily and very affordably. So you will hear me talk about them. People know that I love MailChimp. Just some fun stats. I love a good stat. So 61% of consumers request that companies contact them through email. And email marketing, they say, is 40 times more effective than Facebook and Twitter combined. I firmly believe that. I love social media. I'm on social media every day, but email is incredibly more powerful. You have your subscribers' emails. You're coming right into their inbox. Everyone checks their email. Social with the algorithms can be very difficult to break sometimes. In 2019, 293 billion emails were received daily, and 64% of businesses say their email marketing is effective or very effective. All right. And then let's see if this next button. And then Dave also mentioned this, but this is a very popular stat, and it's very true. Found that for every $1 spent on email, you get an average $40 return on your investment. It is very true. Email works. It's powerful. It works. So again, there's some more stats. MailChimp has 12 million customers sending emails. It's crazy. So I'm just throwing out these numbers to show you the power of email and how important it is. So today we're going to talk quickly about why it's important, email marketing, and why it works. Number 2, how to get started. What do you do first? Where should you look to if you want to start doing email marketing? And what type of content can increase your revenue? And then I'm going to show you some really fun tips and tricks, little design tips for your emails that I think can really change your newsletter or your campaigns. So if I could teach you one thing today, it would be that email will grow your business. I promise you. I've seen it firsthand with my clients. And it's also really cheap to do. You guys can sign up for MailChimp for free, and they have a free option, which they've always had. They have 3 other paid options as well if you need to upgrade, but it's almost free to send an email to your list. So sign up for a free account. And then your email list is very valuable. So I always say to people that with Facebook and Instagram, Mark Zuckerberg, he owns those followers that you have. He owns that list. But your email list is yours. It is so valuable. That is your list that you have grown, and you can reach those people. So it's just a lot of value for you. Do you check your email daily? So apparently Americans spend a lot of time checking their email. I know I do. So it's just kind of a no-brainer that you would want to market through email. And this gives more of a definition. Email marketing is just another form of online marketing. There are so many things you can do as a small business, of course, so many different channels, whether it's SEO, working on a blog, direct mail, but email is one channel that we're going to talk about. Roughly 1 in 3 US retail email list subscribers have purchased something from the brand whose emails they receive. I work with a lot of e-commerce type companies, small companies, and it is crazy what can happen when we send one email with a big image and maybe a coupon code, and then they make a ton of sales. And we can see right in MailChimp how much they have sold from that email. It is wild. And then I just threw in a fact. Did you guys know the first email was sent in 1971? I am learning things daily. And this is was sent by a computer engineer named Ray Tomlinson. And I just thought that was interesting. All right. So again, email should be easy. It should not, an email is an email. It's a simple message. It should have one clear goal in mind. A lot of times people will try to fit everything possible they can into one newsletter or one email. And, oh, we got to include, the events coming up, and we got to include our latest blog, and we got to include photos. And no, what I try to teach people is that keeping it simple for your readers is better. And these are just 3 email examples I personally love. One, as you'll see on the right, is from the Peach Truck, who's based in Tennessee, and they send really great emails, and they're really simple. It's usually just that header image, some text, and then one more photo. And and usually they have a button at the bottom where they can click to get to their website. But most of these, as you'll see, are just a graphic and a little bit of text and a button. And that's all it has to be. It does not have to be complex. So where do I start? So there are 7 steps here that may look like it's a lot, but I promise you it's not. So of course, sign up for a free account, whether you use MailChimp or another program. Just sign up. That's all you need to do to get started. And then you're going to want to start growing that email list. Whether you have 10 subscribers or 10,000, it is okay. I'm telling you, because those 10 people you can still market to. I've worked with clients that have very small, list, but that's a very targeted list of people who want to hear from them. So never be ashamed if you only have, a small amount of subscribers. But we always want to be working to grow that list. So you should collect subscribers from many different channels. We always teach people, use your social media constantly to get people to sign up. That link in your Instagram bio, use that to get people, click with the link in my bio to sign up for our newsletter, and then lead them to a landing page to get them to sign up. Or on your website, you want to have multiple opt-ins. Like, you don't want to just have in the footer of your website, oh, sign up. No one's ever going to see that. Have a pop-up, have a bar across the top, possibly, that gets people to sign up. Multiple places. You want to give people lots of options, and this will start to grow your list very fast. We always tell people, you want people to opt in, to sign up, saying they want your emails. You do not want to buy, you don't want to purchase these massive email lists, which, we always get that question, like, can I purchase a list with 10,000 names? You can, but it is just not a great idea. What will happen is you'll start getting a lot of unsubscribers because they didn't opt in. And then that will go against what's called your deliverability score. And your emails might start landing in spam because you've basically been spamming people. You'll get abuse. It's called abuse reports. So don't buy email lists, if I could tell you. I'd rather you have 100 dedicated subscribers. And then once you sign up for MailChimp, we're going to create a simple email template you can use over and over. MailChimp has a bunch of pre-designed templates that are fantastic. So there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to design a great email. And then we're going to really think about your email strategy and the frequency of your emails. Do we want to send an email once a week or once a month? Or, I've worked with the range of clients who send either once a month, or we had a client that sent about 7 emails a week. So it really depends on your goals and your audience. I do recommend, if you can send 1 email per week, that is a great way to keep people engaged. 1 email per week. I promise you, people will not get annoyed with 1 email a week. And then we're going to send out your first campaign. You're going to do it. And then we're going to check the results in the data to see who opened, who clicked on the email, where did they come from, what city, did they come from a mobile device, or did they view the email on desktop? Did they come from your social media? If so, maybe we focus heavily on that social media channel. Looking at the data from your emails is fascinating. That's a huge part of what we do in email marketing. I would say more than designing the email is looking at the data that comes in after we send. So why did they click this particular link over this other link? Why was that one the most popular? And using that information to kind of adjust your strategy as you move forward. And then the most important thing is you are going to stay consistent with your emails. Whatever you do, maybe make a 3-month goal. For 3 months, I'm going to send 1 email per week. And just really see if you can stick to that goal, and obviously make it realistic for you. If you can only do 2 emails per month, that's fine, but do 2 emails per month for 3 to 6 months, and I promise you'll see results. What happens is people will send an email, and then if they disappear for a long time and come back, you risk getting a lot of unsubscribers because people are like, wait, I haven't heard from you in months. Who are you? I don't know what you do. So we really want people to really try to stay consistent. All right. And then just in terms of growing that email list, I think this is one of the most popular questions that we get. Well, how can I grow this list? And I talked about it a little bit, putting multiple signups, really making it visible on your social media, on Facebook. Ask often for people to subscribe. Like, don't just do one Facebook post saying, please subscribe to my newsletter and then disappear. Make it a habit once every week or every other week to get people to sign up. It's a constant thing, but I'm telling you, it's so worth it to grow that list because each person you have on your list is someone, you can market to and potentially sell to. One thing I also recommend is creating a landing page. In MailChimp, you can go to create and then landing page. And that is a very simple way to just collect new subscribers. What it does is it gives you a link and you can just share that link with people. Click on this link and sign up for my landing page or sign up for my newsletter. And I also recommend never saying sign up for my newsletter, like I just said. Make it interesting for people. What I tend to do is, want some email tips every week, or do you want to know more about, whatever it is you do. Saying sign up for my newsletter is not exciting. It's not enticing. I'm probably not going to do that. So I'd rather you, kind of be creative with it. Whether it's, sign up here to get discounts, every week. We love sending discounts. That's a great way to get people. And then, of course, having a webinar like this is a great way to get people to sign up. All of you that are here today, you signed up with your email. That is a great way to grow your list. So a lot of times people will host a webinar, collect signups, and that's 100 so more people on your list. It's awesome. So if you have any expertise, think about doing a webinar. People want to learn right now. They are online. It's just a great way to grow. And then lead magnets, of course. You can create, I use a program called Canva. It's a free graphic design program, and it's very easy to use. You can create a free kind of PDF or cool graphic, and you can put that on your website and get people to sign up in order to get that PDF. So I have one that, sign up here and you'll get my, before you send email checklist. And I'll send you a checklist that I've created for signing up. So giving people an incentive. People love to get stuff. So if you can create something, whether it's a 5-minute video, you can create a video and have people sign up in order to get that video, which you could deliver to them through MailChimp, through email. It does take a little more work to deliver a lead magnet, but it is an amazing way to grow your list. And then one thing I love talking about more than anything is our welcome emails. So a welcome email is when you sign up for someone's newsletter or sign up for anything, you usually get an email right away. And we call that a welcome email. And it's usually like, thanks so much for signing up. Here's 10% off to go purchase something. Welcome emails are a must. And I recommend really taking time to craft your automated welcome email, whether it's in MailChimp or whatever. These emails are so effective. And I'm going to show you this example that will kind of blow your mind because it still blows my mind. But on average, sending a welcome series of emails yields 51% more revenue than a single welcome email. So a welcome series is when you create 3 or even 4 emails that are timed out. It's all automated and it's really easy to set up. And you'll send one email right away. You'll send the next one maybe the next day. You'll send the next one maybe 3 days. You can say 3 days after that. And then you'll send a fourth one maybe a week later. And it's a series of emails that you build out. And it really keeps your subscribers, kind of with you and engaged. If you sell anything, these are just great emails. It's a great idea to have. And this is an example from a client. You can see here in the middle, this is a home goods retailer. They sell home goods online, like unique furnishings and stuff. And they have a very simple welcome email when someone signs up for their pop-up on their website. And I just want you guys to see, they have generated almost $38,000 from this email, just from one email being sent. The email has a coupon for 10% off if you go shop. So they sign up, they get the welcome email. Thanks for signing up. Here's 10% off. And it's generated that much money. This is why I love email, you guys. If you can generate that much from creating an email in 10 minutes, it is a no-brainer. They also have very beautiful products. So I understand why they've sold that much. But it's really to impress upon you that a welcome email is important. They also have an abandoned cart email. So if you sell anything, this is super easy to set up in MailChimp. That basically is, if you leave something in the cart, it triggers an email right away. And it'll say, Emily, we noticed you left this in the cart. Please return. We'll give you 10% off to return to your cart. And you can see that's generated 12,000 and something. So amazing, amazing stuff. It's really powerful. Okay, so what type of content works for emails? So this is really the important part. Yes, sending an email is important, but it's also important to send valuable emails to people so that they want to stay a subscriber, so you don't get a lot of people unsubscribing, so that when it's time to sell them something, they're there reading your emails. So I always ask people, well, what do you like to read in an email? What emails do you open? Start noticing during the day, what type of emails, especially from brands and companies, what do you click on? What do you look at? I always say, like, certain things that evoke an emotion. If you open an email and it has a cute puppy or something funny, you're going to look at it. You're going to possibly click on it. So the same thing goes with social media. Someone posts a cute little baby or a cute puppy, you're going to like that. So I always think about that with marketing. What aspect of your business will people respond to? Sometimes I'll have a client that I'm on the call with, and they'll tell me like a story of a customer who did this or that, and it's like some interesting story, and I'm like, that is an email right there. This story that you're telling me, that would be a great email. So you can tell a story with your emails. I always like to include valuable articles and resources that people like to read. So several clients, we do a newsletter that instead of a newsletter format, we do 3 things we love to read this week. And we include one podcast she loves, one book she loves reading, and one, whether I think it's a playlist or something. So just think about, what kind of content is fun for people to look at or is useful. I send a newsletter once a week, or I try to, and I usually do 9 or 10 things that I've loved from the past week. I'm sorry, I'm getting this notification here. So I always try to think about, what would my subscribers be into? What would they like to click on? So the goal in email is always to deliver value, to engage your readers. You want them to click. You want them to maybe reply to your email. It never hurts to say, reply back to this email and tell us what you love. Really just focus on, giving, serving your people, giving them great information. Okay. And again, think of a great story from your business, a funny customer, your first sale, the most challenging moment from your business. People love honesty in emails. Actually, the Peach Truck, who I showed you the example, I recommend you guys subscribing to their newsletter. Actually, one of their first emails you will get in their welcome series is a story about them. And I read the whole email, and it was this great story. And I wrote back to them. I said, that is what I love, reading the story about you guys. I know the people behind the brand. It's not just some fluffy sales email. So you can make a lot of your stories into emails. Keep things light and fun and personalized. Obviously, you want to keep in line with your brand. If you're a law office, you don't have to send a fun email, but keep it. People don't want to read very stiff, serious stuff during the middle of their workday. So keep it light. And then a few additional tips and tricks. Start really noticing those emails that you open. Like I think I mentioned that. Why are you opening them? Is it the subject line? Did you open it because they had a good subject line? I can't impress upon people enough the importance of a good subject line. Or do you just know they're going to have great content every time you open their email? Why did you click on that link? Was it the big button? Was it a link? I'm always looking at buttons in emails and what's more clickable. Don't be scared of using emojis. Emojis are great. It makes things a little fun. You're going to stand out in the inbox a lot more. I'm always surprised how many people don't use emojis in their subject line, but many companies do, and I love it. So, there's some very serious emojis too. If you feel like they're kind of silly, there's one of a book. You can put a book if you're an author. There's many options. Use GIFs in your email. GIFs are really fun. GIFs are the moving photos or the moving images. You can go to giphy.com, search for anything, and download that image and put it into your email. MailChimp also has a connection with Giphy that makes it really easy to do that. And let me know if after this, if you let me know if you want an example of that. I should have put an example here, but I did that. Keep your emails simple and clean. I can't say it enough. Simple and clean is always better. Don't use too many different fonts. Try to stick to one font. Don't use tons of different sizes. Really make sure you're using, if you're using 18 point throughout, use 18 throughout the whole email, except for the headers, of course. But when you start using different sizes and colors and fonts, it's like hard to read. Again, check out Canva. It's free. I use this probably every day. And you can create amazing graphics they have a million templates for social media, for everything. I use it so much. And again, just make sure your email has a goal in mind. What is it that you want? What is it that you want to do? Do you want people to click a button and go to your website to purchase something? Do you want people to register for a webinar? If that's your goal, then make that register button the focus of your email. Do you want them to contact you? Do you want them to read a blog post? Really kind of think about with each email, what is really your goal here? All right. And here are just two more emails I love. Solly Baby is a baby wrap. They sell wraps for babies. And they always send these very beautifully designed emails, but they're so simple. I mean, they use their logo. They put 3 links at the top. It kind of looks like a menu from a website. And then one big image. This kind of image you could do in Canva. And then a button here over the image, and you click on it, it goes to your website. Super simple. You could probably do this in 20 to 30 minutes. And then I love this email from this company, Slice. This is actually a moving image. I couldn't get it to move in the slides, but it showcases their employees, and the image moves. And it's a story about the women behind Slice. And I thought that was so cool. I love that email. All right, so that's the end of the slide. So I'm going to share my screen, and I want to just show you in MailChimp how easy it is, you guys. I'm going to show you some little tips, and I'm going to share my screen real quick. Okay. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. In MailChimp, once you are logged in, there is a big create button over on the top right or a drop down over here. So we're going to just click create and you have all these options. Again, I am not paid by MailChimp. I'm a huge fan of the platform and I actually really love the company. They're based in Atlanta and one of the most amazing companies I've ever been able to work with. They're just a wonderful company. They really care about small business. The owners of MailChimp are actually both from families of small business owners. And so they're really passionate about helping the small business owner grow. And that's why I love that. So we're going to click email and I'm just going to name this something for today. And we're just doing a regular email. But if you did want to set up one of those series, like a welcome series of emails, like 3 or 4 emails, triggered out, you would click automated. So we'll click begin. And we're just going through these steps. It's really not too difficult. I'm just going to add, a list here and from name. So the from name is also really important. And we talk a lot about the from name. So if you are a company, so some people will do, obviously their company name, but I always recommend it come from a person plus the company name. So I like to do Emily from Westfield Creative. So if you're a small business, it's just nice to have a name, or you could do a comma, Emily Westfield Creative. And then subject line, obviously here we can choose an emoji that we want to use. I love an emoji. I think it really helps you stand out. And 3 things we love, we'll just do that. And then you have a preview text line, which is kind of an additional subject line, so you can write more there. And we'll click save. And then you just click design email. Now, when you get to this step, let's see here. When you get to this step, they have a lot of options. So here are some different templates where you can literally just drag and drop your picture in. MailChimp loves to keep things simple as well. So I always look to that. They also have some themes here. And I very rarely use these, but they're pretty awesome themes. So you can look through their themes. All of these are, of course, totally editable. And then what I like to do is I usually just start with a basic layout, basic 1-column layout. What this does is gives you a nice background color. So I'll go over here to style, and I'm just going to make the background a different color, whatever we want it to be. You can play around with all these settings. And this somehow brought in because I use this as my logo a lot. But this is what happens when you first start creating an email. It looks super basic. But what I do is I customize almost everything in this. So I will first start with the social icons. I'll go over to settings down here, and I'm going to just change those because I really like, I like changing them a little bit. I don't know, change them just to change them. So we'll do that. And we'll also click footer. And I like to make the footer, these are not my colors. So usually I would put in our standard colors right here. You can put in very specific color codes, and I'll click save. And then if I want to drag in an image, so you'll click blocks and you'll just drag in your image here. And, I have tons of images here. Let's see here. We'll do this one. You can play around with the sizes. Square image is not great for email. So let me just pick one real quick that might work. And I like to make that edge to edge, just so it looks kind of cool like that. And it's giving me a warning that this photo is too big. So you would just click that and it would just resize it real quick, which is really nice. I'm also going to put a line up top. So I'm going to put a line and I'm going to remove the actual line. So it's just white space. So a big thing in email design is white space. You want your email to be very easy and clean to read as you go through it. So I'm going to add some more white space between this header, remove that line. You can always, one of my biggest tricks is these divider lines. You can make like 40 by 40 here and a lot of white space. Or you can make it, 4 by 4 and have a teeny bit of white space. But I encourage you to use these divider lines and really put in some nice space between elements. And this is your headline here. This is really important. Your headline is what's going to grab people's attention the most. Did you know we are open? So we're going to do that. Of course, all of this stuff can be completely customized. So I can customize this font. Let's see here. They have a great font that I'm looking for, not Merriweather. I can't find it. I like this one though, Roboto. And we're going to, you can really change the colors and make them whatever you want. So I also like to make the size a lot bigger for the text. People really have a hard time reading text when it's like 14 or even 15. I honestly like 16 or 17 as the font size. And you can see that when you click preview, enter preview, and you can see how it's going to look on someone's phone. So as you see here, the text to me still looks kind of small. So I might even make it a little bigger. But you will fill in the text. And then the last thing I'm going to do is add a button. So I am a big fan of buttons. I always change the color to be, whatever is in line with your branding. I should have pulled in some color codes for you guys so it looks really good today, but I didn't. Okay, we're going to make this 18. So the size of the font, we're going to make bigger, and we're going to make the padding of the button 25. And I really like to make those buttons stand out. I like to do all caps on buttons as well. And then I like to space out the letters a little bit. So as you can see here, the button, I'm dragging in more dividers. As you can see, the button really stands out now. So here we have, obviously this makes no sense right now. This is just a random image, but this would be the logo of your company. Headline, very short amount of text. A lot of times with email, we like to keep the text very short. So I have a client that does not want more than 2 sentences max on all of their emails. They are an e-commerce company, but we will keep it almost this short. People just don't like to read text. So, and then again, we will add the link right here to whatever the website is on the button. So make sure they click. And of course, we'll add our social media feeds down here. You can add, they have tons of them here in MailChimp. We'll add Instagram or whatever. And you can customize this footer information that comes with MailChimp. You can customize this any way you'd like. The important thing is it has to have that unsubscribe link right here, unsubscribe from this list, and it does need to have the address. So this little coding is going to produce the address that's in your MailChimp account. Very important to have, just so people know you're a real business. But other than that, you can really customize this in any way that you want. So sometimes people will do like a fun little sent with love from Lexington, sent with love from Lexington, or whatever it is. Or some people right above the address will put, we're working from, whatever it is. Fonts, colors, everything can be customized. So then you just preview your email. You can send yourself a test to check it out, to see what it looks like. And you'll click continue, and you will send your email. It will give you warnings if there are things that you need to fix. I didn't change a lot of the text, so it's telling me I'm still using a template. You can also share your email right to your Facebook, right to Instagram, which is really cool. Or you can just click finish later and work on it later. So I just wanted to show you guys how easy that is to create an email. Again, logo, headline, image, some text, and a button. Like that's usually our standard layout. So hopefully this was helpful. I would love to just take some questions.
Yeah, we've got a ton of questions. And I hope this is not too technical, but tell us a little bit about A/B testing and how you would recommend that we go down that road.
Yeah, A/B testing is something, so I'm on Instagram almost every day, and I love giving tips about email. You can find me on Instagram at Emily Ryan Likes, Likes, like I like your photo. And I talk about A/B testing a lot because it is so important. So A/B means you test different variables. You test A and you test B. MailChimp allows you to test different send times. So you can test sending it Sunday night at 8 p.m. versus Monday morning at 9 a.m. And it'll send half to the Sunday night and half to Monday. And then you'll get the results to see which had better open rates or which had more clicks. And it is, we basically A/B test every email for our clients that we send, because we always want to see, which is doing better. But you can test send times, you can test from names. So you can really test what from name would work better. Will it work with just Emily Ryan, or will it work better with Emily Ryan Westfield Creative? And you test that a couple times till you can make a conclusion. You can also test content. So you can test whether a button will work better than a link. It's a little bit harder to set up, but yeah, there's so many things you can test, and it's really interesting to see what happens.
Cool. So just to remind everybody, we're going to send you a copy of this. I know a lot of people are asking whether they'll get the slides, and the copy of this email or this webinar, but we'll do that this afternoon. You'll get all that. So you'll watch your email today. One other question I have too. So you talk a lot about, when you were talking about buying a list and keeping your list, building your list and keeping it clean. Do you kind of recommend, or do you like to kind of send like another email where you kind of scrub your list, like you'd ask your list to opt back in again? Like, do you want to continue receiving emails from us, that sort of thing? Yeah,
that is so important and such a great question. Cleaning your list every, I say every couple months is super important. What we normally do is create, in MailChimp, you can use segments. You create a segment of inactive subscribers. And it's just a drop down. You click inactive, and then it gives you options like inactive the last 20 campaigns, inactive the last 5 campaigns, or inactive the last 50. And so I actually did this the other day to my own list. I removed anyone that had not opened one of my emails in the last 20 campaigns. So those people, if they've never opened, it's actually hurting my score, because they're making me have lower open rates. Mm-hmm. So you really want to keep your list as clean as you can. You don't need those people there if they haven't opened in 20 emails or 50 emails. Yeah. Highly recommend cleaning, scrubbing your list every so often.
Cool. So I'm going to ask a question that Dwayne asked. He says, I like MailChimp, but what do you think about HubSpot's email marketing? And he's used it for the last 12 months, and it integrates with his CRM. What's your thoughts, if any?
Yeah, HubSpot is great. We get asked questions about, there are so many different, email service providers now, and they all kind of have different pros and cons. I've heard great things about HubSpot. It is a different platform. I know they have great CRM. It's great, but certain people come to me, they're like, oh, I don't like MailChimp. I use, ConvertKit, and ConvertKit's great. If you are a blogger or someone that writes very text heavy, text only emails, like online entrepreneur, it's fantastic. I think each platform kind of has its thing that they really are great at.
Cool.
So it's, yeah.
So Tony, still out there?
Tony.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and I see.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you all hear me?
We got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a little worried.
Yes, I'm here. So I've got a couple of questions for you, Emily. So Dawn Marie, she has a couple of questions. Her first one is, what are we spending money on when sending emails? Meaning, what are the costs that we're covering?
What are we spending money on in terms of like spending money on the program?
I think what she's referencing is that I mentioned, you did too, that you get a pretty good ROI on money you spend on email. So if I'm going to invest something, what am I investing in?
Well, honestly, you're investing your time, first of all, to create emails. So time is important. But most email programs do cost something. MailChimp has a free plan, but to do automations and stuff, you really have to upgrade, and you can upgrade for like $10 a month. So I would say pretty much most of these programs, you're going to have to pay something at some point to really do what you really should be doing.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So Norman asked, though, since we're kind of on the tech side of it, he wants to know about how is MailChimp's support?
MailChimp support, they have won tons of awards. I forget the name of the awards for tech support. I think they use Zendesk, but they are phenomenal. I cannot say enough good things about support. What's cool about being a MailChimp partner is I have a direct line to support, so I can just click chat, and I kind of go to the front of the line for all my support requests. And they have always been amazing. I really can't say anything negative.
Awesome.
And the Peach Truck is the name of the company based in Tennessee. I just really like what they've done with the emails. They're very simple, but they've done a great job. And I do see someone asked about fonts that I like. I do want to mention about fonts. Most email programs only come with a certain amount of fonts because not every font is going to show in various email programs like Gmail. Can't read every font in the world. So you have really these like set fonts like Arial and Tahoma and these set fonts. But MailChimp does have like maybe 10 or so extra ones. It really depends on your brand. I like an Arial font for email. It's simple. It's easy to read. There's a reason it's there. I like Roboto. I like Helvetica. I like Lato. I don't know if I'm saying these right, but I like ones that are easy to read and are very clean and simple.
I struggle with pronouncing those names sometimes too, because you never say the font names out loud for the most part.
Yeah, but just don't use Comic Sans. If I could teach you one thing, don't use Comic Sans, please.
Give us another question.
So I have another question here. Do emojis in a subject line kick your email out with filters, or is it worth the risk?
I haven't heard that emojis trigger spam. I haven't heard that. I get emails from companies like crazy that use emojis. Maybe try that and see if emails get bounced, see what the deliverability is. I have not heard that, but now I'm actually going to look into that if emoji could trigger spam. There are certain words they say that can trigger spam, like, discount or percentage. There are plenty of articles on that. But yeah, I haven't heard that.
So I have another question here. It says, how can we make our emails a little bit more disability friendly, for the disabled? Do you have any tips for that?
Wow. Oh my gosh. I actually don't. I haven't thought about that much. I would say making your emails mobile friendly is so important. That's why they have that mobile preview. But in terms of disability, that's a great question. I'm not quite sure how you would do that since the email is really a visual thing. So I will have to look into that. But making sure your email looks good on a mobile device is super important. I mean, I would say most of us probably read our email on our phones in the morning or whatever. So I can't tell you the amount of emails I get that just don't format right on mobile. And I'm like, that's really a shame. They didn't test for mobile.
Go ahead, Dave. Okay. So Don here, he wants to know, are there any recommended email frequency rates for a very targeted demographic? He works with inventors a lot. And so he was wondering if there's any recommended email frequency.
That's a great idea. So it's all about testing again. I'd recommend starting with sending, one email a week and testing. Are you getting a lot of unsubscribers? If you're getting a lot of people unsubscribing, it's too much. Pull back a little bit. If not, up the frequency a little bit. Try 2 times a week. It's a lot of times with email when you're first starting, you really have to just try things and test and see what works and what doesn't. And looking at that data will tell you so much. So I'd recommend starting with once a week if you can, or even twice a month, and see what happens.
Okay, thank you.
So Emily, Talk a little bit about lead magnets again, because again, that's launching into a whole nother skill set from somebody. I mean, if somebody's just getting started thinking about a lead magnet, what would you tell us a little bit about what you would create first?
Yeah, and we actually get asked a lot to set this up. I have a lead magnet. How do I do this? So a lead magnet could, of course, be many things. It can be a PDF document that a report you put together, anything that is useful to someone, teaching someone something, whether it's a video or even, something you've recorded, even just one graphic, an infographic can be a lead magnet. And then what we normally do is set up you want to set up a landing page in MailChimp. And if you want, I can share my screen, but you'll set up a simple landing page. And what this does is you'll say, sign up here to grab my top 10 tips for living a healthy life or whatever it is. And they'll sign up with their name and email and click the button. And then we want to set up a automated email that is triggered from that person signing up. So we'll say anyone who signed up for this landing page is going to get this email, which will include my file that I'm giving to them. I could actually show you guys, I have a landing page that I can show you, all campaigns. Landing pages, again, are just super simple. And let's see here, sign up here. So yeah, grab Emily's free before you hit send checklist. This isn't the prettiest landing page. I've created some, that have really, you can put a really cool graphic right here as the background. Leave your name and email. Once they click this, they're going to get an email from me with that PDF. And there I have, that new person that has signed up for my list. So, and then what I do is I take that link for that landing page and I put that on social media. I put that in my Instagram bio. I put that on Facebook. Guys, go here and grab my checklist. Go here. And it really doesn't take much time to set up. I think that the most time is spent, creating that PDF with your tips or your tricks or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But lead magnets are an incredible way to give value to someone and grow your list.
Gotcha. Is there a way to use lead magnets to as like the tip of the sales funnel? I mean, what would be the next step after you give them that? What's the strategy there?
Yeah. So obviously you give them the lead magnet, they're on your list. Then they're on your list. You don't want to just disappear. You now have these people, they're a subscriber of yours. What happens then when someone joins my list is they're going to start getting my weekly email. I will then have them, if I'm getting ready to launch a product or a course, I will then have them on my list. Obviously you would want to put them into your welcome sequence as well. Like they get the PDF and then ideally they would get, go into a funnel of several emails over time to really start engaging with you.
Gotcha.
But just show up. Yeah. I always say just whatever you do, if people are joining your list, make sure you're giving them value.
Right.
Yes, I actually have a question for a client that I'm working with. Their struggle has been that they don't actually have the wording down. Like, how you had all the great tips for, keeping it simple. Do you have any sources they could use for putting the words together so that it kind of, okay.
Yeah, for the copy. And yeah, we work closely with some copywriters, and that is a skill. Writing copy for email is not always easy. What I recommend is that there shouldn't be a ton of copy. Keeping things short, keeping your sentences short. People, think about the emails you read. Do you sit there and spend 30 minutes reading their email? Probably not. So I think the hardest thing to do is really looking at what your goal is and trying to keep the copy really short. There are always people out there, there are copywriters that are willing to help email copywriters. I often pull stuff from our website. So if you're like, I don't know what to write, you can pull from a blog post. If you have a great blog post, use a little portion of that. If you need some lines, pull from your homepage. I'm sure your homepage of your website has great great copy that was really thought out, you can use that as well. But again, just keeping it personal, keeping it not super, the way you talk to people in email should be friendly, should be casual. A lot of people will do like at the top of an email, hey, Emily, did you know whatever? So if you were talking to a friend, there is a program out there, which I think is called email like a friend or something, but you email like you're talking to one of your friends.
Huh. Thank you. That's excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, that is good.
I have another question here from actually Tammy. She says, did you say landing page on MailChimp?
Yes. Landing pages are an awesome feature on MailChimp. I'll just show you super quick. So when you are in MailChimp, you'll just go up to the top left to create, and then you'll click, hopefully everyone can see, you'll click landing page, and you can build a very simple, very simple landing page here in minutes. What's cool about landing pages is they come with some really beautiful, you can actually accept payments through their landing page. So if you sell a product, you can click this accept payments. You can set it up. I think it's integrated with Square, and you can set up a really cool landing page. I like to use, you can use a really cool image background here to kind of, you can adjust this. There are little things you can adjust, but having a spring plant sale, since this is a plant, and then you would put the product here, connect it, and people can purchase right through your landing page. But again, you can also use landing pages to get people to sign up for your list. So instead of choosing this payments one, I would choose, collect leads, and then just put your logo, a headline, and make it super simple for people. But landing pages are really great and just so quick to set up. And with MailChimp, these are free. Landing pages are free, and you can set up as many as you'd like, which is really cool.
Can you also target your Facebook or LinkedIn audience directly from MailChimp?
Yeah, so target that specific audience. That's a good question. So what you can do with MailChimp is you can do Facebook ads and Instagram ads right from MailChimp. You can create the ad right in MailChimp, and there's an option there to target your audience with that. Again, you can't really export your Instagram followers. You can't do that. That's why an email list is so valuable. So I'd recommend doing Facebook ads, Instagram ads. You can do as little as like $5. If you put $5 a day on a Facebook ad and run it for a couple weeks, super effective.
Okay. Here's a question that might be actually a good lead for you, Emily. They say, I'm super busy with my business and not sure if I have enough time to do emails myself. How would I go about finding someone to do my emails for me and possibly social media? I don't even know what someone would charge.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And there are so many people out there like me that work with clients. So I'm actually listed in the MailChimp experts directory. If you just Google MailChimp experts directory, there are tons of people, agencies, freelancers in there. But I'm also a part of tons of business groups on Facebook where you can find people. There's one called freelancing females. There's one called, virtual. I actually started as a virtual assistant, and this is a huge growing industry of women who really want to work from home because they have kids and they have these technical skills. They know social media. There are so many people that can help. I'd be happy to connect you with a handful of great social media. I know so many great social media experts out there that work with small businesses. So happy to connect.
What's the best way people to connect with you, Emily?
Yeah, so honestly, I'm on Instagram. If you ever shoot me a message on Instagram, that is the quickest way. You'll probably find me, Emily Ryan Likes. But also our website is Westfield, -creative.com. You can shoot me a message there on the contact page, and I would be happy to help you guys in any way you need.
So last question about the landing page. Don Marie wants to know, can the landing pages be linked to their website too, so it also shows up there, or is that not a good idea?
Yeah, totally see what you're saying. So all a landing page is doing is creating a link for you that you can share. So you can, in your website, you can link to that anywhere. So you could say on a certain page, like click here to sign up, and put the link to your landing page right there. It is a landing page for a reason. It's not your website. It is a one-page, like simple thing. But you can absolutely link there from anything. And then again, in MailChimp, you can now create very simple websites. They have a new websites feature that's pretty cool. So if you want to create kind of a simple site, you can do that there too.
Thank you.
Yeah. This was so fun.
Yeah, it's been great, Emily. I think we're out of questions, aren't we, Tony? Or do you have another one there?
We are out of questions. I just want Emily to know that people are saying excellent presentation. Thank you so much. So I do thank you for being a trooper and answering all those questions for me. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I am so passionate about small businesses. I love Kentucky. So this was a great day.
Thank you again. I really appreciate you spending your time with us today, and we'll share your contact information with everybody. And
great.
They'll reach
and
out.
I'm happy to share the slides. I think Don asked if he could get the slides. I'm happy to send those.
Yeah,
Send those
we'll do that as well, and send a copy of the recording to everybody. So, with that, Tony, I'll see you soon. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
Tony, thank you. And Emily, I really appreciate you. This has been great. This is something we've been wanting to get in a subject we've been really hoping to talk about. And I've taken a ton of notes. I know everybody else has. And I really want to thank you. And hopefully we'll have you back here soon. Would you consider that? So,
anytime.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a good afternoon, and we'll see you next Wednesday at the usual time.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.